Hi and welcome. I'm Shelly, and this is Shelly's Everyday Adventures. Today's video is about what I would say to my younger self. When you start to get in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you start to look back and reflect on the things in your life and maybe some things that you would have changed, some things that you might have wanted to say to your younger self. These are a few things that I have come up with that I would definitely like to say to my younger self. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not sure our younger selves would have listened, but these are things that I would have said. The first thing that I would have said is don't worry about the small things. And I know you've heard this 100 times, maybe more, but don't sweat the small stuff. There are things that, to quote a movie from the 80s, in 100 years from now, would it matter? And the answer is no. So that includes almost everything. Nothing we do is going to matter in 100 years. I'm not trying to be a downer. That's not what I'm saying. But I am telling you that in the scope of things, what color shoes we wear isn't going to matter. So I would say don't sweat the small stuff. That would be the first thing that I would say. The second thing I would tell my younger self, and I worried about this a lot because I've never had it figured out, and that would be it's okay to not have it figured out. There are people my age now who don't have it figured out. Sometimes we never get it figured out, but that's okay. That doesn't mean we aren't living productive, good lives. The next thing I might say I definitely would say is don't be afraid of failure. I have failed so many times. It's ridiculous. But you can't fail if you don't try. And to be quite honest with you, I have succeeded some, not nearly as many times as I failed, I'm going to be honest. But each failure was a learning experience for me. Each failure taught me something that brought me to that next level, that brought me to the point where I was able to succeed. Okay, so don't beat yourself up and don't be afraid of failure. The next thing is step out of your comfort zone. If you never step out of your comfort zone, you will never know what you're capable of. And trust me, we are capable of many things. To give you a quick example, and I know I've talked about this before, but I went to school for grooming, dog grooming, took the classes, and as soon as I was done, started my own business. Never thought anything of it. Just thought it was a natural thing. Opened my own business. Well, apparently, no. No, that's not how that works. I had a seasoned groomer. She was 25 years in to being a groomer. She said, that is unheard of. Nobody does that. You should have worked for someone else for a while. And maybe she was right. I could have learned more things because they don't teach you everything you need to know in grooming school. So maybe she had a point, but I took the risk. I went out and I did it, and I built a very successful business. So was I wrong? I don't know. You tell me. The next would be never, and I mean never, compare yourself, excuse me, to others. Don't do it. You are you, and you are the only person that will ever be you. Do not compare yourself to someone else. Do not compare your journey to someone else's journey. I would tell myself this, my 20-year-old self this, and hope that she would listen, but never compare yourself. I've found myself over the years, I have done this. I'm sure it's a human thing. We've all done it, but don't do it. It's useless. It only serves to beat you down and make you depressed. Don't do it. The next would be believe in yourself. Believe that you can do things. Believe that you can do great things because you can. Failures do not mean you can't do great things. Failures mean you get, it's a lesson. You get to learn something from that and build on it. So I would tell myself to believe in yourself, believe that you can do it. And obviously, as I've gotten older, I've learned to believe in myself because, as I said, I started a business. I believed that I could do it, and I did. So believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is very powerful. The next thing I would tell my younger self would be choose your friends wisely. I see this so many times, especially with my grandkids. I tell my daughter all the time, they will choose their friends, but you need to help them. And what I mean by that is if they choose friends that you see are obviously not good for them, you need to direct them away from them. Friends that are not good for them will lead them down the wrong path. So as you get older, you can see things that you couldn't see as a child. So be careful who you choose to spend your time with. Try to spend your time with motivated like motivated people who are a lot like you. Okay? The people that you hang with will definitely help direct your path, whether you realize it or not. Next, I would say don't waste your time on people who don't value you. If they don't value you as a person and they can't respect your boundaries and treat you well, then you don't need to be around them. They will only bring you down. This goes back to choose your friends wisely. Okay? So don't waste your time on those people. Cut them out and just move on. Next, love yourself. Having self love is not being conceited or arrogant. Having self love is learning who you are, accepting yourself for who you are, and loving yourself for who you are. This builds confidence. So please learn to love yourself. I think it's one of the most difficult things that people can do is to learn to love themselves. We are convinced that we in a society, and we are convinced in this society that you can't be loved if you're not this or you're not that. They don't really come out and say the words, but yet it's implied everywhere we go. And we need to overcome that. And I know that's difficult, but learn to love yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. Again, in 100 years, what's it going to matter? Don't take yourself too seriously. You are not the end all be all to the world, only to yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously and move on. Move on. That is the biggest lesson I can give to my younger self is to learn to move on from failures and from disappointments and just move on. The next one is enjoy the small moments. Over the years, I have struggled with this. I like to stay busy. I like to be doing big things, always moving, doing big things. So in the past 20 years, I know, 20 years, it seems like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not a lot. I have learned, and it's taken me a while, to slow down, to sit in a swing outside and just enjoy the sounds of birds and the smells of the outdoors and just be. I encourage you to learn how to just be, to enjoy the small moments of your life because honestly, that's what your life is made up of. Your life is made up of the small moments, and you should treasure them and you should be happy in that moment. I know it's difficult. I've been working on it myself. I've come a long way, but I'm still working on it. So that's what I would say about that. Cherish the time with loved ones. In the past 8 years, we have lost my husband's parents, and I really love them. They were good people. Of course, as in-laws, we all had our ups and downs, but the truth is, I miss them very much. I miss the small moments with them, the picnics, the Thanksgiving dinners, the Christmas dinners, the just anything, just going to their house and sitting around and laughing. So I say that you need to cherish the time with loved ones. Don't say, I'll see them tomorrow, and then put it off and put it off. Go and see them. I still have both my parents, and I try to cherish every moment with them. So cherish your loved ones, and not even just your parents. I'm talking about everyone, your spouse, your significant other, your children. Cherish those moments. You, as a human being, think that that moment will continue forever, that it's always going to be this way, but it's not. And things change, and then you have to change. So cherish those moments. Embrace change. I've talked about this in other videos. You cannot fight it. It's going to come. You are either going to try to fight it and be miserable, or you're going to embrace it. And I suggest that the easiest way, and this is to my younger self, the easiest way is to embrace it and make it yours. Make it yours. Figure out how to embrace that change, because change comes every day. So that's what I would say about that. Change is inevitable. Try to learn to embrace it. There are so many ways, we can embrace it. I talked about aging, and about how when your children move out, and you're just there and you have all this time for yourself. And you need to embrace that by finding hobbies or volunteering or doing something that makes you happy and feel fulfilled. Could be travel. I have filled my void with travel. I enjoy traveling. But embrace the change. Don't fight it. Fighting it only makes you miserable. The next thing I would say would be practice compassion for yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. After all, we are only human. We can only do so much. I found myself over the years having compassion for others, but not for myself. And now I realize how wrong I was about that. I need to have compassion for me as well and show a little grace to myself. So I recommend that you practice compassion towards yourself and to practice gratitude. Always be grateful every day for the things that you have. You can find something in your life that you can be grateful for every day. Every day I say a little mantra to myself, what am I grateful for? And I go over it. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my children, my child, my grandchildren. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to make money. I am grateful for the opportunity to, so far, be pretty healthy. I have some back issues, but I'm pretty healthy. So that brings me into the next one, which says, I would tell you as a younger person, take better care of your body. I see these kids do the craziest things, and I think, my goodness, they're going to pay for that when they're older. And they will. I will give you my husband, for example. As a teenager, he was quite a rambunctious person. He played sports. He did silly things to make him, he liked to be funny. He's a funny guy. So he would do silly things, and he hurt his, he broke his, I think he broke his knee. It was his knee. And they put him in a cast, and they told him he had to wear the cast for so long. Well, he decided that he didn't want to wear the cast all the time. So he tried to fool his parents. He broke the bottom out of the cast and was able to slip it on and off. Well, now he's paying for that. That knee did not heal properly, and now he has issues that heal. I meant to say that knee did not heal properly. Anyway, it didn't heal properly, and now he has problems with it. So take better care of yourself physically. Next, I would say that you should do what makes you happy, not what others expect of you. Now, that is, of course, within reason. When I say do what makes you happy, some people come from a family of lawyers, for example, and they expect their children to be lawyers. Or maybe you don't come from a family who has a degree, but your parents are expecting you to be a doctor, for example. These are just examples. But neither of those options make you happy. You're not here to make your parents happy after a certain age. You're here for yourself and to make yourself happy. And I suggest that you should do what makes you happy within reason. I mean, not be a serial killer, but you get the point. Do what makes you happy, not what others expect of you. And then I would have to say, last but not least, save some money and invest. You are going to get older, God willing. Like my dad told me when I was younger, I said, I don't want to get old, Dad. And I was just a kid. And he said, honey, you've got two choices. You get old or you die young. Which do you prefer? Well, Dad, obviously I prefer to get old. Not always great options, but 28 was a good age. I would have liked to stay 28 forever, but not happening. But anyway, you are going to get older and you are going to need money. So as soon as you can possibly do it, you need to start saving and investing for your future so that you can retire comfortably. You're not going to do it on Social Security here in America. You're just not. So those are my tips to my younger self. I hope this helps someone. And I will be doing some more videos about crafting and craft fairs. They'll be in a playlist. You can check those out if you're interested. These videos are all geared towards the 50 plus crowd, but anybody can watch them and gain something from them. Like I said, this video here was about what I would tell my younger self. So maybe somebody that's younger can learn something from this. My goal here is to help others, to motivate them, and encourage them. So I hope that I've done that, and I hope to see you in the next video.